Oh yeah.
I've got it.
Should I just launch in? You guys are rolling?
Take a lead from Minka. Or good.
Why do we build a wall? My children, why do we build a wall? Why do we build a wall? We build a wall to keep us free. That's why we build a wall. We build a wall to keep us free. I was raised Quaker. You know, my mom is a pacifist and really committed pacifist. And I remember when I was in college, I studied politics, and I started to really question, like, well, what about in World War II, and like, what about this situation? Isn't it necessary to use violence in this situation? And she said something to me that I thought was really profound, which is, she said, I understand that there's logic behind these other ways of being in the world, but I feel like if no one holds down the extreme pull of like violence is wrong, then the entire conversation shifts towards the violent. How does the wall keep us free? My children, how does the wall keep us free? How does the wall keep us free? The wall keeps out the enemy, and we build a wall to keep us free. That's why we build a wall. We build a wall to keep us free. I was talking to some of your guys, your organizers, and they were saying how, really intensely they've been planning for what happens if you guys are evicted, and this idea of going into schools and teaching kind of about citizenship and direct action as a form of citizenship.
Yeah.
Which I didn't learn in school.
No, I think that was something that was lacking for most of our education.
Right. Who do we call the enemy? My children, who do we call the enemy? I sort of think of the Occupy movement as like an avatar for expressing a feeling which a lot of folks that would not hang out in a tent on the steps of St. Paul, like that they feel, but they're not able to join in the physical manifestation of it. They're like sort of it's an avatar for those people. Who do we call the enemy? The enemy is poverty, and a wall keeps out the enemy, and we build a wall to keep us free. That's why we build a wall. We build a wall to keep us free. I hate to like say it, but I feel like that it is true that we live in a society where you start working, and there's not a lot of room for anything else.
Beyond like just the kind of day-to-day putting bread on the table.
I think
bills
exactly. Like a lot of people in the States, like they would be involved if they weren't so just kind of up to their eyeballs in trying to make ends meet and family life and being an employee and being a family member. Because we have and they have not. My children, because they want what we have got. Because we have and they have not, because they want what we have got. The enemy is poverty, and a wall keeps out the enemy, and we build a wall to keep us free. That's why we build a wall. We build a wall to keep us free. Hi, my name's Anais Mitchell, and I'm a songwriter from the States. I'm really excited to be in London with the Occupy movement, and I love what you guys are doing, and wanted to check out what you're up to. And I'm going to sing a song in a few minutes by the Bank of England, which we've chosen as our symbolic backdrop. It's a song that comes from an opera that I wrote, a folk opera called Hadestown. It's based on the Orpheus myth, but it's set in a post-apocalyptic Depression era. And Hadestown, or Hades, is a sort of a company town, or it's a land of wealth and security. And Hades, the king of the underworld, is building a giant wall all around Hades town to keep the poor people out. So really it's an archetypal song about wealth and poverty and the wall that will inevitably always exist between the two. What do we have that they should want? My children, what do we have that they should want? What do we have that they should want? We have a wall to work upon. We have work and they have none, and our work is never done. My children, and the war is never won. The enemy is poverty, and the wall keeps out the enemy. And we build the wall to keep us free. That's why we build the wall. We build the wall to keep us free. We build the wall to keep us free.
That was amazing.
Thanks for doing this.
Really cool.